for the Hawks. Hunter at the 3 with Collins at the 4. Trae Young is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Capella in at the center. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent, what are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can fall off, Kevin, that talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams, and teams that have made changes, what are they playing like?
Yeah, what's their chemistry like? Exactly.
Let's find out how they're going to play this year. Not a bad shot from the mid-range. D's giving it to him, and he's usually got an eye in that kind of range.
Now, here's Hunter. He's defended by Randall. Hunter, no good. The Knicks on offense. Harkless on the wing. Uncovered. Kept alive. Here's Robinson. Good work defensively by Capella.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 31-point game against New York.
And then there was his passing. When he wasn't scoring on his own, he was making plays for his teammates, and they just couldn't figure out how to defend him.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Robinson with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. And there's Rose on the assist by Mo Harkless.
And this is what Rose brings to the table. When he gets out in the open court, he doesn't take his foot off that pedal.
Hawks passing it around. Here's Bogdanovich. Young outside. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Here's Rose, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Rose has got his second basket of the game.
And such a tough cover off the dribble is Derrick Rose. When he stops short for the pull-up, you're really at his mercy.
Now, here's Capella. Pass to Bogdanovich. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. Here's Bogdanovich. And that one, good. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Now it's sent it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Well, Kevin, he admitted defensively he's concerned. He said, we're going up against a team that sees the floor very well, and they're quick to take advantage of mistakes. So we have to be quick and smart in our rotations, or we'll get eaten alive. Guys, we'll see who wins out in this battle of adjustments.
All right, David, thank you for the report. One of the tougher things to accomplish, Greg, slowing down great shooters.
Yeah, you have to cover the entire floor defensively. That's going to take a terrific commitment on their part.
Well, there's been enough time for them to dig into a lot of video in this one, so they should be ready to go.
And really, Hunter can guard every position. This is something that makes him incredibly valuable.
The pass to Bogdanovich. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
That free throw missing.
Well, the thing you think about with Bogdanovich, besides his first name being in his last name, is potential. A young, raw prospect with plenty of upside.
And he's good on the second.
And even with the shift from Budenholzer to Pierce, the Hawks continue to rely on the three as much as any team.
No doubt about it. I think the front office still accentuating the fact that they want to find some floor spacers after that 19th pick in John Collins, a guy that can rim run and protect the middle. They wanted to go after as much shooting as they possibly could. Trae Young showing off his finishing ability on the inside. Maybe not a super athlete, or at least a hyper athlete in the Westbrook mode, but Trae Young's ball handling ability does some incredible things for him out there on the floor to create space and help him change pace for those kind of angles where he can score.
Elfrid Payton, he's checked in for New York. And you love the aggressiveness of Young, tacking off the dribble, and Britt, for his size, able to finish inside.
Well, he can get to the inside, he can shake guys loose. It's his ability to see the floor, Kevin, but it still comes down to that range where Trae Young has confidence to pull up from just about anywhere to get his offense going.
Here's Bogdanovich after R.J. Barrett's bucket, and Bogdanovich kicks to Hunter. The feed to Collins. Passes it to Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good. Good D by Payton. The Knicks have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Barrett the pass to Payton. And here is Harkless. Payton attacking. Banked in off the glass.
Good slice and dice from Payton there in the lane, finding room.
The Hawks have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Young taking his time here. Bounce pass Bogdanovich, and finished off by Collins.
Great use of the bounce pass. Thumbs down on that one, Kevin. Tough to defend against.
And here is Payton. Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and Barrett slams it in.
They have to be aware of Barrett. He's solid at recognizing when it's time to go for the alley-oop.
Young dishes to Capella. From the baseline. Shots good from Young. Young's got 7.
Now that basket must be widening out right now, Kevin. He's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Robinson. Pass to Harkless. Shot clock at 6. From 13, and again it's New York.
Well, looking into the gaps of the defense there, he's not going to miss many of those when he gets to that range.
And Young kicks to Bogdanovich. Young outside. Back to Capella. Kicks it out to Collins. Capella, the pass to Young. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Pass to Payton. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the way in. Payton's got his second bucket of the night.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Here's Young. 7 points in the game. Lobbed up there for Collins. Hammers the alley-oop through.
That connection with Collins, that's an impressive play and very, very high percentage.
Payton surveying the floor. Outside Robinson. The pass to Barrett. Over Bogdanovich. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
A moment here to see some numbers for Peyton. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 10 points a game, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders. When he is in the game, a great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
And when Kyle Korver played for Atlanta, he set a league record with at least 1 3-pointer in 127 consecutive games.
And to think that you just wouldn't have one of those nights where nothing was going in. 127 is pretty impressive. Record was broken eventually by Steph Curry in 2016. But for Atlanta, that 127 is still a team record. And you wonder if one Trae Young might have his eyes set on it.
Now here's Peyton. Randall outside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Collins. And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randle take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
That free throw, no good. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up. Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle. He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players, Kevin, playing today can do.
Young against Peyton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
First free throw is good.
7th pick in the 2014 NBA draft. The interesting thing about Randall is he falls into that category as a tweener, maybe not a 3-man or a 4-man, but over the course of his career he's decided to improve his outside shooting, become a threat driving to the basket, and now finding a home offensively in the NBA. You wonder how much further he can go if he could expand to the 3-point line. Julius Randle's going to be in this league for a long time. Well, some people looking at Atlanta and their situation in terms of the rebuild and wondering what direction they would go. They've made some pretty solid picks. Got John Collins at the 19th pick as a foundation piece, and then obviously drafting Trae Young and Kevin Huerter, relying on shooting on the perimeter, and things moving along swiftly in Atlanta.
And here is Peyton after Lou Williams was able to get the 3 to go. Peyton, good.
Like to see this on a nightly basis happen a few more times. He knows he's got to get better at the mid-range jump shot.
Williams, that shot off, and New York the other way now. And John Collins, Brent, falling that late in the first round, shows you how deep that draft was.
Some people thought it was going to be a slow rebuild in Atlanta. They've made some pretty good picks, grabbing Collins, as you mentioned, and then last year picking up Trae Young and Kevin Huerter in the draft and relying on some shooting. That number 19 has been pretty lucky so far for the Atlanta Hawks.
Here is Williams. The Knicks making the shot. Gallinari finds Williams. The teardrop falls in. Williams has got 5 now.
Yeah, it's pretty much unguardable there. You got to respect Lou Williams' ability to guide those floaters softly into the rim.
Payton passes to Robinson. Now, here's Barrett. Capella covering. Taken away by Williams. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. With the teardrop, Robinson with the block.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Impactful when Randall can get out wide and run like that in the fast break.
The Hawks trail by 3. Young outside. Williams inside. Randall on him. And Williams with the basket on the assist from Young.
Man, he's got that touch working tonight, shooting the ball very well to start this one.
Here's Randall. Atlanta with the rebound.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And Gallinari kicks to Bogdanovich. Over Harkless. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Payton against Williams. Payton attacking. And Capella sends it back. Williams passes to Bogdanovich. It's stolen by Randall. 1:35 left to play here in the first. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the layup. And it's 8 points for Elfrid Payton.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Williams scanning the floor. Here's Young. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
It's really all about Trae Young and his skill. And you know how many hours that takes, Kevin? I mean, he is putting time in the gym to show you what he's capable of out here on this floor, and he makes it look easy.
And he knocks down the first one. And Brent, for Trae Young, remarkable how his game has grown.
Going to be interesting over the next 3 to 5 years what kind of layers Trae Young can add to his game. We know he is a prolific shooter. He's got deep range. He's a good playmaker. But how good does he want to be? We're going to find out how complete he can be.
And so Young nails them both.
And coming from a background with player development for head coach Lloyd Pierce.
Well, I think he's great at just being a cheerleader and a confidence builder for this young team. I believe that to be a good fit here in Atlanta. He brings a great hands-on approach, and very, very important for him to think about player development as these young guys grow together. As a big, once you get positioned inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
Now here's Harkless. Not a lot of room. Comes up empty down low. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Williams with a clean look. Connects from 3-point range. Williams has got 10 points in the game.
Just how awesome is it to watch the best of the best start to dominate in a game?
Young against Payton. Right side, Portis. 6 to shoot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Gallinari. The Knicks have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line. Shooting 2.
Free throw, good. Portis. And good on the second, so he makes them both. With 1 on the clock. No good that time. It's been all about Lou Williams for Atlanta. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be back with you shortly. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
As a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And looking at what we've seen from the Hawks, what do you guys think?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
Lou Williams out there with Young. Then there's Gallinari. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Herter in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Hawks.
Well, we know that Trae Young is a phenomenal passer, which is why you just can't leave him open like that.
Here is Rose, following the score by Lou Williams. Puts it up from 12. Rose, no good. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
Outstanding speed by Gallinari. He sees the opportunity, and the easy score takes advantage.
Passes it to Noel. He dishes it to Rose. Releases from 15. Nice jump shot. Good. Rose has got it all tied up now for the Knicks. Outside Williams. The Hawks working the ball around. Young outside. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
Great to watch Trae Young set plays up on a nightly basis.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Harkless. Puts it up from 12. And that one goes long. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Knocked loose. Here's Herter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Clock at 6.
I see him.
On its way from Young for 2. Knicks with the rebound. And the last 2 drafts, the Atlanta Hawks aggressively making trades to assemble this roster.
And drafting DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, great length and versatility on the wings. You pair that with Trae Young and John Collins, and that's an exciting young core for the Hawks.
Now Gallinari, after Mo Harkless' 3-pointer that didn't go. It's Williams with the drive, and it's Williams throwing it down.
So good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Faster pace now, Brent, in the NBA. This has become an endurance sport. And well-conditioned athletes are a must.
Obviously, Kevin, over the past couple seasons, the pace has picked back up. It's very reminiscent of the early 80s when you had the Lakers running, the Denver Nuggets running.
Yes.
You have these teams that are just flying up and down the floor. So as a fan, I think it's a wonderful opportunity, especially the closer you can sit, to watch a Russell Westbrook, to watch a Paul George, to see a Giannis get up and down the floor with such fluidity and grace and skill set. So the game opening up has also opened the eyes to the fans about just how great the athleticism of NBA players is.
Taking a look here at numbers for Gallinari, he's coming off an excellent season. Last season put up about 19 points per, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Here's Trier, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Portis against Gallinari. Back to Trier. Here's Harkless. New York, no good that time either.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
You got to keep the ball moving, and that time Herder's pass leads to an open look.
Knicks trail by 6. Rose dishes to Noel. Rose with the ball, and Young picks him up defensively. And there's the call on Kevin Herder. That is his first foul of the game. John Collins, he's checked in for Lou Williams. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Rose against Young. Just 5 to shoot. Harkless on the wing. No good with the wing jumper.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Here's Herder. Buries it down low. Herder's got the lead up to 8 now for the Hawks.
Focused shot there, and a tough one. Give Herder credit.
Collins against Rose. And the layup's good off the glass. Rose has got 8 points.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
Here's Young. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Pass to Noel. He kicks it to Rose. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
It's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
On defense, Atlanta. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Shot clock at 6. Here's Rose, and the rejection by Collins.
No, sir. Collins sending that one away.
It's good. 15 points for Trae Young.
And that's how you do it. Impressive play, explosive finish.
Yeah, sweet finishes like that, you see everybody get up. Look at the guys on the bench. They're fired up.
New York calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. The fourth spot held by Trae Young.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
There's the pass to Trier. Now, here's Rose. 8 points for him. Feeds to Noel. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That will complete this 4-game homestand.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Well, Kevin, we know one thing. In New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And, D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Will it go? And the rejection by Collins. Here's the break. Here's Herter, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Well, I hope this one is not to draw up a play, but to think about how they're going to defend that man. He's putting up some major numbers.
Gibson's checked in for New York.
And let's take a look here at John Collins. Great showing for him last season. 15th in rebounding. And he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage. Able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards, going hard at it at both ends last year, really helping out his team. Now, here's Rose. 8 points for him. Harkless kicks to Rose. Can they get it? Misses the target. That drops him to 40% now. 4 of 10. Here's Gallinari over Harkless, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Well, when Danilo Gallinari came into the NBA, Brent, he was just a catch-and-shoot type player. But he's so much more than that now.
Well, I think with the way the league has changed with the three-point shot and Gallinari's ability to do that, he's gotten a lot smarter about picking his spots when the pump fake can drive in and draw some contact.
That free throw good from Gallinari.
You know, the Gallinari nickname, Gallo, did you know that's Italian for rooster, Kevin? Look it up. It's fact.
hits them both. Here's Trier. No points in the game yet for him. Passes to Gibson. Kicks it to Rose. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
To stop the run, he lays it in. Rose has got 6 points in the quarter.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
Stolen by Rose. Here's Trier, defended by Young. Trier passes to Rose. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And a quick look at how Atlanta's schedule shaping up. On Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the New Orleans Pelicans. Young against Rose. Lobbed up there for Collins. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Collins working well off the ball and cutting to the hoop.
Rose kicks to Harkless. Outside Gibson. Pass to Portis. Back to Gibson. 6 on the shot clock. Poked loose. Here's Herter. Defended by Harkless. Gallinari. And Gallinari throws it down.
Love to see Gallo close to the rim. He really finishes nicely with that jam.
Young against Rose. Pass to Harkless. Portis trying to free himself. And Mo Harkless, the basket, on the assist by Rose.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Young drives in. Here's Collins. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Bobby Portis.
How about that? John Collins with some footwork down low. That looked like it's been practiced in the offseason.
This is his first free throw of the game.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
And that one falls for Collins.
Out of Wake Forest, John Collins quickly emerging as a top-notch scorer. A tremendous finisher, and his range extends out beyond the arc.
And the Hawks making a change here. Bogdanovich is checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Barrett's checked in for Harkless. And it's Payton in for Alonzo Trier. And so Collins nails both of them. And players with big numbers on losing teams can be accused of empty stats. So, Greg, do you take Collins's with a grain of salt?
You look at his field goal percentage, high 50s. He's not just a high usage player. He is highly efficient.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now, Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Now here's Payton. He's got 8. Back to Rose. And the rejection by Collins.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
I think he gets as much talk, not just about his shot selection, but his playmaking.
Here's Payton. He kicks it to Rose. Over in the corner, Portis. Dishes to Rose. Collins grabs the miss. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Launches it. They get it back. Lays it up off the glass. Fernando's got 6 points in the quarter.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Yeah, those are tough. You get back into the game by working harder than the other team, not the other way around. They're just going to extend this lead.
Now here's Gibson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top 3-point shooters. 5th best, Gallinari.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
The first free throw is good.
And they struggled a bit at the line in the first quarter, but they have been terrific in the second, up to almost 85% overall.
Lou Williams has checked in for the Hawks. And New York with a change here, too. Julius Randle's checked in for Bobby Portis. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Rose in the post. He's covered by Bogdanovich. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Atlanta Hawks.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Rose.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 2008, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
And he makes both free throws. 55 seconds left now here in the second. Outside, Bogdanovich. Outside, Collins. Now the pass to Gallinari. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Knicks shooting 40% from the field. Randle outside. Payton outside. Back to Randle. And Randle throws it down.
Well, you risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Williams against Payton. Outside Williams. From past the arc. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Atlanta ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front of the post and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. We saw Trae Young lighting it up in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys delivered.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Now, you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And New York, looking at who they've got, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Derrick Rose, and it's Harkless in at the small forward. Now Barrett with the floater. Here's Robinson, and Capella sends it back.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Now, here is Young. He's guarded closely. Capella with it. Back to Young. Shot clock at 6. Nailed from three-point land. Young's got 5 points in the quarter.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Good passing in the paint may be even more important to an offense than great passing on the perimeter. Those are areas where you got to be careful.
Rose with the double team. Hunter, no one around him. No good with the triple. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Knicks. Passes it to Barrett. Right wing. Looking to get it going. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Barrett. Barrett's got his 3rd assist on the night. Rose against Young. Robinson with the block. Rose against Bogdanovich. A quick shot there, and it's off target. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And he gets it to go.
And what I admire about Hunter is that opportunistic attitude. This kid just makes things happen.
Bogdanovich against Rose. Pass to Harkless. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Hunter dishes to Young. Over Harkless. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Pass to Rose. Randall with the ball. Over Collins. New York, no good that time either.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Here's Young. Excellent D that time from Robinson. And a fast break now for New York. Knocks it loose. Collins with it. Guarded now by Harkless. Young with no one around. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
I know it's about defending the post and the 3-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
No, he's just a great finisher on the inside. John Collins, one of the game's better dunkers.
Barrett, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Now, here's Hunter. Hawks passing it around. 5 to shoot. Young for 3. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 11 rebounds in the game. And you pair Collins with a passer like Trae Young, look out.
Yeah, you get him the ball around that launch point where he can get his feet together, and Trae can pretty much throw it anywhere. Collins last year a top 20 player in field goal percentage as a roll man in pick and roll situations.
For New York, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. He's off on the first. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
So he can't get either to fall. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
They get the rebound, and there's the pass to Capella. Here's Hunter. He can't get that one to fall. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Randall outside. They could use a bucket. And Harkless with the basket on the assist from Randall. And that's now 11 points for Harkless.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Here's Bogdanovich. It's rebounded by Barrett. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Rose, and it's good, 2 points. Rose has got 16.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
I think he's just going to get more and more confident from behind the arc and become a more consistent scorer in this league as time goes by.
To the inside. Derrick Rose again. Rose has got 8 points here in this quarter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Outside Collins. Young, right side. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
Yeah, Trae Young showing you variety. He can score in a lot of ways.
Rose against Bogdanovich. Trying to get open is Randall. And again, it's Derrick Rose. Rose has got 10 points here in the second half. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Hawks. Now the dish to Collins. Kicks it to Bogdanovich. Passes it to Young. Down low. Here's Collins. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Just staying aggressive right now. John Collins putting some tremendous pressure on the defense.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Collins.
The leap that we saw John Collins make last year was pretty awesome. Scary thing is he's just going to keep getting better and wants to improve that consistency in terms of his shooting range around the top of the key.
Bobby Portis has checked in for Julius Randle. And so Collins nails both of them. The Knicks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Young against Rose. Collins with some nice D.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Hunter, no good.
They've been able to have some team success in this game despite what's been an awful shooting night for him.
Harkless the pass to Rose. Outside Robinson. Pass to Barrett. Rebound Atlanta. Capella's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
An easy 2 points on the layup.
Excellent play. Just adding fuel to the fire and really trying to put this one out of reach.
This is what great players try to do. They're not allowing the opposition to gain any kind of hope to try and get back in the game.
New York calls timeout.
Well, they've been turning that ball over way too much, and they really need to address this if they want to win this game. Huddle up, boys.
Making a switch here. Williams has checked in. Nerlens Noel checks in for New York. Payton comes in for Maurice Harkless. And so it's New York with it. Barrett dishes to Payton. He feeds it to Noel. And Capella sends it back. 5 on the clock. The second chance effort. Rose goes in, and the layup is up and in. Rose has got 12 now in this quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Williams. Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
Well, it's such a challenge trying to alter anything that Lou Williams does just because you're on your heels most of the time.
Takes the 13-footer, and he can't bank that one in. Atlanta's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Capella finds Collins. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Capella with it. He's covered by Noel. The 9-foot shot. And it's Capella missing. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Pass to Payton. Now Portis. And here is Payton. 8 points for him. Back to Portis. Here's Barrett. Doesn't go for him. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Now, here's Hunter. Defense is right there.
Yeah, that's where John Collins sets up shop down in the paint, quick and athletic, able to corral the miss.
New York with the ball. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Rose, good.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
And it's Williams with the ball for Atlanta. Outside, Bogdanovich. He kicks to Hunter. Now the feed to Collins. Here's Capella. That's tipped. Here's Rose. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Here's Bogdanovich. Rose with the block. There's 1:54 left here in the third quarter.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Well, this kind of effort will energize the team and get you going, just gobbling up every board.
Now here's Williams, following the miss by Derrick Rose. Inside, here's Hunter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And there, just through activity, Hunter keeps the pressure on the defense.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Hunter.
An athletic forward with a versatile skill set. Hunter has also proven he can come up big in big moments.
Gallinari, he's checked in for John Collins. Good on both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now the pass to Noel, and there's the call on Lou Williams. That's his first foul. Gallinari with the steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
Here's Williams. Good D by Payton. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Rose, that's good.
Maybe the halftime break was good for him, allowed him to step back, calm himself down, get himself in the right frame of mind, and now shots are falling.
Count the basket. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
And good that time. And that's now 30 points for Rose.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Williams against Payton. Now here's Williams. Defense right on him. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Here's Capella. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Atlanta having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Knicks shooting the ball at 42%. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for Atlanta, we've got Labissiere. He's out there with Gallinari, and it's Herter in at the shooting guard. Here's Payton, and there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Atlanta's shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Here's Gallinari. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Here's Trier. Noel up top. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
Not in
NBA.
today's game, and not with what's at stake.
That's good from Noel.
Well, it's been up and down the last few years for Nerlens Noel, but there are still some impactful numbers for the minutes that he's on the floor as a rim protector.
Both free throws good from Noel. And for Noel, his numbers will never match the visual impact he has on the floor, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he's definitely a player about the little things out there, just being a rim protector, making sure that guys think about him when they're attacking the rim.
Offensive rebound, Labissiere. He doesn't hit that one.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Hodson can't hit. The Hawks have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Gallinari passes to Fernando. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Just sound ball movement by Gallinari, who gets the assist on that made bucket.
Here's Trier, defended by Labissiere. Brent, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win for the NBA.
I'd like to see more, actually.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Labissiere.
At 6'11" and about 225 pounds, Labissiere is a long guy, someone who uses that size to his advantage.
And the Hawks making a change here. Carter's checked in. Randall's checked in for the Knicks. Frank Ntilikina comes in for Elfrid Payton. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Puts it up from 12. Tries to save it. Count it. Good. Ntilikina's got his first bucket of the night.
Ntilikina showing off some dizzying handle.
Pass to Labissiere. Now here's Williams, guarded closely. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Herter, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. New York called for the foul. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to. So sign me up
with
for that job.
courtside seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin, and there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be two pretty prominent things that continually come up.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything that really...
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted, and I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about the optics of the game.
Yes.
And right now, it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt. Pass to Ntilikina. Now Gibson. Pass to Dotson. Here's Ntilikina. 6 to shoot. The pass to Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Taj Gibson's postgame continues to improve, that time showing a nice touch.
Outside Williams. No good. Shot missing. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Passes it to Dotson. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff. To the middle. Here's Carter. And Vince Carter with the slam.
And that's what Carter does best. Knifing his way inside so he can finish with the easy slam.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Pass to Trier. Over Williams. That one off the back iron and out. The Hawks have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And it's Carter missing. For New York, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Ntilikina looking it over, and it's sent back by Carter. And how often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never, the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle, you're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does.
It sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I try to avoid that, Kevin. Quite frankly.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Fernando, that's good. Fernando's got 4 points in the quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Here's Trier. Randall with the bucket.
Yeah, Randall's not passing that one up. Fantastic job at converting when he's got the kind of position like that.
Williams passes to Labissiere. Now here's Williams. D right on him. Fires top of the key. And yes, it's good. Williams has got 20 points.
Man, the confidence that Sweet Lou is showing right now, he's tearing them up.
Here's Randall. It's rebounded by Labissiere. The Hawks have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Herter. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Carter's got 3 assists in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Ntilikina. Randall right side. Misses the fadeaway jumper.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Herter shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
2 shots.
Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and the competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that at high school, play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. Reddish, he's checked in for the Hawks. And New York with a change here, too. Bullock's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
Kevin Herter's favorite player growing up was Dwayne Wade, and that's why he wears the number 3.
Ntilikina kicks to Gibson. Here's Randall. Got a hand on it. Here's Herter. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Herter's got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, he doesn't look satisfied with the lead right now. He wants more, and he looks like he's going to get it.
Here's Ntilikina. Stolen away. They push it up 4-on-3. Here's Herter. Dotson with the rebound. And when it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. I'll rewind.
Can we delete that?
That free throw good from Randall. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
Ntilikina, Dedman with the block.
But got to respect the wingspan that time of Dwayne on that end. Look, you go up like that and you're a dead man.
Here's Herter, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. New York with the foul. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously. And I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. New York shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. KNICKS kicks to Gibson. Pass to Randall. Atlanta with the rebound. Lavissiere's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
New York shooting 41% for the game. And the pass to Dotson. Here's KNICKS. New York moving it around. Near the three-point line, it's Bullock. New York, no good that time either.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot often.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's KNICKS. He dishes it to Randall. Clock at 6. They need this, and Randall throws it down.
Randall with a great effort there, up and athletic and at the rim.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Herter. Dishes it to Carter. A lot of missing stats from the 60s and 70s, but if we could go back and look at those actual numbers, any players you think would really be catching our eye in terms of, wow, I didn't know that guy was that good, or he's better than I thought he was?
Well, don't we always look at the incredible, mind-boggling numbers of Wilt Chamberlain
yes,
and think, what was that guy doing?
Yeah.
And we don't even have half of it.
No.
So Wilt Chamberlain comes to mind first. What I think about Kevin when that question comes up is how many great players through the 70s and also really through the 80s, because the three-point line wasn't accentuated enough, missed the opportunity to be even greater scorers. I mean, Jerry West with a three-point line. You
imagine that?
You got to be kidding me. So there's a lot of gap of those players too that also, because of changes in rules and because the three-point line wasn't in, that we would be talking about in terms of nostalgia and their accomplishments with a much different voice.
Even someone as recent as Jordan, with the rules the way they are now.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
With the openness of the floor and what Michael could do, as if he wanted to prove he could do more.
Exactly. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Herter. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter. Kicks to Labissiere. Carter outside. Just 5 to shoot. Labissiere with the ball. Working on Gibson. Great D that time from Gibson.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Hawks.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
That was a big advantage. The other team was defending with their hands instead of moving their feet, and they handed them a lot of easy points at the line.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for John Collins.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
And so here is New York after the miss from Cam Reddish. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Down the first one. 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Labissiere. Carter, the pass to Herter. He kicks to Labissiere. Shot clock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Here's New York. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Randall outside. Left side, Gibson. Passes it to Ntilikina. And Bullock now top of the key. Here's Dotson. Off target. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Danilo, transition, big for your team. I assume that was a big focus tonight.
Yes, we want to run, and that's what we have to do every time. So that's what we did, and we played a great game.
Gallo, thanks very much. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. See you later.
Itulah, kami kalau